What is going on, everybody? And welcome back to another Rosh Reviews, where today we are in an FGX. Finally, we have featured the XR6 Sprint, the XR8 Sprint, but we have yet to feature just a regular FGX model. This particular one is a G6E Turbo, and it has had a bit of fruit done to it. So this thing is now pushing over 409 kilowatts of power to the rear wheels. True track is installed, big intercooler, upgraded turbo. Oh yeah. Now, as always, guys, I got to do a huge thank you to NextRide for loaning me out this particular FGX G6E Turbo. It is for sale. Link is in the description below. And the mods on this thing: 550 rear wheel horsepower, 409 rear wheel kilowatts. Oh, it's quick. Now let's just start with the basics. These FGXs, they did come out in 2014, and they were led up basically till Ford's demise in about 2016. They did not make a huge amount of these, so these are kind of rare, and they are very controversial in terms of the style of this thing. The front end is totally different. It's got that new gen Ford kind of look about it. I actually really do like the headlights on it. Those daytime running lights, they are kind of aggressive. They are mean. Now, when we get into some of these corners here, look, this thing does have lowering springs fitted, and we get around these corners. This is a big car. Let's remember, these Falcons, 1.7 tons. The G6E, borderlining 1.8 tons here, and get around this real tight hairpin here. Rim performance. Oh, you gotta feather it, and then traction came on. Oh baby, 409 rear wheel kilowatts. Mate, this thing awakens when you put that right foot down. Wow, she's alive. So under the bonnet, of course, these FGXs did not get really any changes. There wasn't even any power increases or anything like that, unless you did go for the XR6 Sprint or the XR8 Sprint, which that's a different model. This thing has the 4-liter inline-6 turbo Barra engine, and this old girl, tried and tested. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. Ford left it alone. Good on them, because this girl already pushed 270 kilowatts and 533 newton meters of torque factory. This one, being the G6E, was only available in the 6-speed ZF, which no complaints here, because this is a fantastic gearbox. It's Tiptronic the way you want it to be. So you push it up to go down a gear, you pull it back to go up a gear, and when you get around this corner, we're getting a bit squirrely. And you know, you can downshift, super smooth box, come around the corner, hear that. And you gotta love the dose. Now, one of the biggest things that lets these G6E turbos down is the fact they did not get LSDs at the rear. These are rear-wheel drive, and no LSD, especially when you're pushing 270 kilowatts of power, you need an LSD. Come on, Ford. Wasn't even an option, unfortunately, but there is a ton of aftermarket stuff you can do. This particular one does have a true track, because when you're pushing 409 kilowatts, you're gonna need that. The biggest letdown again for me is the G6E doesn't really feel that much more special than just a well-kitted out XR6 Turbo. And that's kind of the big letdown, because when they switched in 2008 from the Fairmont nameplate, Fairmont, Fairlanes, then they came over to the G6E Turbo, I feel like they really did lose kind of a lot of that premiumness. You know, I do really love the G6E Turbos in the FG model. They do have a little bit more specialness, I think. The FGX, though, doesn't really feel any different Now, one of the things that's always plagued me with these FGX models is the fact that FPV never got their hands on them. So there were no FPV FGXs. It was only, the last ones of the FPVs were the FG series. And it really is a shame because I have seen some, renders and some artist interpretations of what these things possibly could have looked like. And man, I just would have loved to have seen FPV try and make this super aggressive. That front end, I really think just did have a lot of potential. And as always, that Barra and even that Miami V8, they are gold. But you know me, guys. I got the Typhoon. I got the Barra merch. Barra the world. Links are in the description, guys. If you want to help the channel, that is the best way. Go buy yourself a hoodie or a t-shirt. But me being Canadian, moving to Australia like 10 years ago, mate, I'm getting ready to get my citizenship. And I think Australia should put every citizenship applicant in a Barra and make him go to Mexico. Because, man, I tell you what, there just about ain't anything as Australian as this. Oh yeah. Now, just having a walk around on the FGX here, look, I absolutely love the color in this red. We've got aftermarket wheels here. Again, it is on lowering springs, so it is a little bit lower. It's got a pretty mean, aggressive look to it. That front end, look, I'll show you a picture, like the new Ford Fusion. Some of the kind of more boring cars from Ford in America have this front end. So I think that's why it gets a lot of hate. I do love the headlights. They've got that daytime running light in them. They do kind of look mean and aggressive, but yeah, it is just a big car. It's a Falcon, boat of a thing, and you gotta love it. What do you think in the comments though? FGX or FG or BF? Let me know. And look, even when you come down the side, it's just, built off an FG basically. This is an FG with, a different front end and a different rear end and a slightly different interior, very, very slightly. It's pretty basic back here again, you got your exhaust. This is aftermarket X-Force. Let's find out what this old girl will do 0 to 100 because all these mods should be pretty rapid. Now I'll quickly run through some of the mods on this vehicle. We got a Plasma Man intercooler up front. We've got an upgraded GTX 3582 turbo. This does have Crow Cam valve springs in it as well. Bigger fuel pump, injectors, and a 3.5-inch full exhaust system that is X-Force. And man, it has all been tuned by Dark Horse. We got the dyno sheet, 409 rear wheel kilowatts. That is a healthy number for sure. Now we're just out here pulling up on this back road. We've got the Draggy. We're gonna restart it here. We're just gonna leave this thing, I think, in performance mode, build it up a little bit, and just see how this thing goes. Should be around that 5.5 second range, I would hope. So yeah, performance shift, build it up. Draggy is reset. Go, 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 go. Come on. Come on. Oh, it did have a little bit of a fumble shifting from first to second, I believe, but let's have a look at that time. This thing was struggling for traction, man. 0 to 100, guys, was done in 5.8 seconds, and look, this thing really is struggling for traction, and man, you could be out here all day if you had the right set of tires on a drag strip. This thing would put down a really respectable time, but again, 5.8 for this big heavy car, it is quick. And let's remember, it ain't 0 to 100 that's impressive in these cars, it's the 100 to 200. If you guys are enjoying this content, please remember, make sure you guys hit that big red subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you do get updated on all my weekly uploads. And well, you know the old saying, you're never late in a V8. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, in a Barra, you're early. Now let's just talk about price here, because when these came out, even this FGX G6E turbo model was only $47,000 here in Australia, and a used FGX turbo model for 45 to 50 grand. And really, this thing has lost $0 from when you would have bought this if you had got it brand new in 2014. And man, you know, very few cars can lose zero value in the last 8 years. This is super impressive. So I'm going to finish the video off here today, guys. Huge thanks once again to Next Ride. If you guys are interested in having a look, a link is in the description below. The mods on this G6E Turbo, it's what you want. And I had a blast driving this today. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If so, make sure you hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you're new here. We'll see you in that next video.